Okay. Hey, I'm really all about getting views. I don't know if we should do this tonight or we should do this, but I have to do this at some point. You know, there is no best rap albums in Rolling Stone's list.
Really?
Yeah, they don't have that. So if
Even
you
when
type
they
it
do
in,
the top like 50 albums, none of them are rap albums.
no, but the top 500, 30 of them are rap albums.
There's a comedian that's doing.
So I have the top 30, Rolling Stone's top 30 rap albums.
Sweet.
So if you Google it, it'll come up onto
Do you know
our
the
show.
artists?
I can name them. Do you want to just do the top 10?
Sure.
Okay. Do you want to go 10 to 1?
Yeah.
Or
And
1
we're
to 10?
supposed to guess the artist?
No,
on
you don't
the
have to
album?
guess them.
10 to 1.
You probably have zero thoughts on these.
Yeah.
Number 10 is Run DMC. That's a great record.
Cool.
Do you know who
Yeah,
invented the tracksuit? Run DMC.
I watched his show. He had a show with
He had a
his
show?
like family.
That where he pranked celebrities?
Run DMC was
No.
also the first hip hop to ever introduce like rock and roll to hip hop
Oh,
as well. with
that's
Walk
number
This
3.
Way.
That's number 3.
Yeah, respect for that guy.
For that guy, you like that guy?
Yeah.
Is he your favorite rapper?
Did you
No.
ever watch Run's House?
Yeah,
Oh,
is that
is it a
the
reality
TV?
show?
Yeah.
That's the
that's
show.
awesome.
JoJo.
I've seen Snoop Dogg's reality
It was
show.
so funny. I
Yeah,
had a
that's fine.
teenage son that clearly just like smoked hella weed and, like, and shit like that. He'd be
Really?
like, JoJo, what are you doing? It was like a more functional Cosby show.
Was it like? Was it? It was like the Cosby Show with less rape.
Yeah.
Was less Sudafed.
They were at least conscious.
Yeah, it was less Benadryl. So
Dude, he could hit him with some harder shit than Benadryl.
he did hit somebody with Benadryl. I think the one he got charged on, he gave her a Benadryl, and then my guess is he gave her a Benadryl and then give her something else,
Yeah.
right?
because,
You
I
put
mean,
something into the drink, right? And then
Yeah.
you give them the Benadryl, so when they go, I feel sleepy, it's the Benadryl.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then they
Yeah, 'cause
pass
just
out.
Benadryl, like, it can make you sleepy.
Yeah.
but-
No, he gave them something because they
Yeah.
would
Wait,
say
are
that
you
they
guys
would be
talking about
awake, but they
Cosby?
wouldn't be able to move.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
yeah.
It's like, or you would at least, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I've seen friends of mine in high school got bored one night and decided to just take a bunch of Benadryl to the point of like, because as a chemical
Diamond hydrogenate.
DPH, right?
That's what.
Yeah.
That's what broke my brain.
Word.
What?
And but yeah, and that night like they said that it was miserable because it's like a dissociate or something like that.
I call it a hypnotic.
It was like they were like talking about how they would stand up and like their legs, like I don't know, it sounded miserable.
Some
that's
people have a bad response to it because it's a weird experience.
But those same kids did like robo tripped and all that shit
Yeah,
like
yeah,
weekly,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It was absurd. I've never like
I was totally
other
into
than
that.
Spice, I guess that was over the counter, but that was meant to.
Yeah, if you just want to
Get
have
you
conversations with people who aren't there. One time I almost pissed and I caught myself, but I stopped myself. I almost pissed. I used to have a water, one of those water things that you have in your kitchen, and I wanted
A
in
sink?
there. No. You know the things, the water bottle.
The
Yeah,
water
you
thing.
have like a water dispenser kind of.
Aquafina.
Oh, like that's like the
Yeah.
water cooler.
Yeah, water cooler, and that's even worse.
The ice box is what we
See what
call
I mean?
them in
My
Illinois.
brain is fucked. So then I go and I pull my dick out. I started to pee in it, and then I was like, oh. Realized I had another friend that took a bunch of shit and then went to a school bus stop from high school, like at 2:00 in the morning.
One of my friends, was one of those kids one time while they were tripping, they were like, we want Sunny Delight, and they went to a Dollar General, walked to the back, grabbed one of those big gallon things of Sunny D, and the dude just opened up his gym shorts. And there and they just walked out with it, and nothing happened.
Yeah,
That
the guy
dude was
behind the
just like-
register thought Cialis.
Yeah, they just walked out and they were just like,
Nice
Sean was
callback.
talking about how he took Viagra that he found and it was making him hallucinate. He was like colors and tracers. It wasn't like,
How?
you know,
How that guy does not get paid fucking gigs, just on principle, is beyond me. That says a lot about this town.
he was telling me
Probably
about
because
his
he
house
can't
setup.
bring his dog to a comedy club.
Listen,
He can
it's a,
bring
service,
Lucy
it's a
anywhere the
service
fuck he
dog.
wants.
Yeah, dude, anybody can.
None of those
people bring
bars say
parrots on
that.
the planes now.
None of the bars say that dogs are allowed except for Rebar where it's outside, but nobody's ever said anything to Sean.
That place is retarded.
Yeah, I've done that.
You did?
Yeah, I've
Hey.
done it. It worked really well the first time, second 2 times.
I don't think
not
it
good.
worked well ever.
It worked. The first time I
What?
did it, it
I
killed.
don't. I just really.
Yeah, well, I said you guys are all a bunch of fucking rebards, but like,
Rebarbs. Oh, rebarbs sounds better.
there's rebards.
It's the extra ed that messes me up. The erectile dysfunction.
Yeah, you got. That's what the Cialis is for.
Paid
Boom,
in
we're
full.
back.
Paid in full, by Eric B. and Rakim. Do you know that one? You take 7 MCs, stand them in a line. You add 7 more brothers that think they can rhyme. It'll take 7 more before I go for mine. That's 21 MCs ate up at the same time.
Oh, now I know who you're talking about. Like, hi, I'm Paul.
Paul.
I just want you guys to know
You
that
know
I
that
can
reference,
spit
right?
bars.
I can spit bars.
You guys want to hear some more hot bars?
I told you about the white guy with dreadlocks I worked with
What's your
at Barnes
favorite?
& Noble. And then a black guy came up to him in the line. It's just a random black guy. And he goes, yo, man, you spit? You can answer if you want. Unless
Yo,
it's your
what up?
lawyer. Is it your lawyer?
No, it's Tom.
What up?
Oh, is it? Okay, number 8 is Licensed
I'm
to
at a
Ill.
laundromat doing a podcast.
Beastie Boys, right?
Beastie Boys, that's
Yeah.
right.
What are you doing
Best song on that is
right now?
Rhyming and Stealing.
I like
In my
Posse and
opinion.
Effect.
Have fun.
I like whenever they start the Ali
Okay.
Baba and the 40 Thieves. I
They do a
love that
lot of
kind
stuff.
shit.
Yeah, I mean, they do a lot of. I used to like them I used to like them because they tell a lot of stories. I like Paul Revere and stuff. Sometimes they have these stories where they kill people and they rob people and they do these horrible things. And you know their stories, but then sometimes they'll say that like it happens in real life, and they'll have be like, "Oh, I saw this guy at a party and I shot him in the back."
Yeah,
And then he's
they'll
like-
be like, and my mom took all my porn.
And they're always talking about eating food. They're always talking about like how they like to go to delis and eat sandwiches and shit. And then they're like, I gotta go murder somebody.
Hey, Dad, I do want to smoke cigarettes. Fucking.
Have you ever had Brass Monkey?
Have I ever? That's like orange juice and Colt 45, right?
Well, it's a brand of wine, I think.
Oh, what I was under the impression of is that it was orange juice and malt liquor, and
Oh.
I've had that. Yeah.
I told you about
Yeah.
that Thunderbird and Cola. That's a horrible experience.
What's that?
I went to visit my friend in Oakland, California, and there's a cheap liquor store that sold 3 bottles like this big of something called Thunderbird and Cola, which is like a cheap wine, and then they mix it with soda. And it was 3 bottles for 99 cents, and I managed to drink
shit.
2 of them.
What was the blood alcohol on it?
Not a lot, but I mean, it was.
I mean, I didn't think it would be, but-
Was it good?
I know it was the worst thing I ever drank, but I wouldn't give up. And my friend kept egging me on.
When you're in Oakland, you can't look like a bitch.
Yeah,
you gotta,
exactly. You gotta be
sack
hardcore.
up
They'll
and
eat you
finish that
alive,
shit.
man. There was a guy that used to wander around his block with a sign that says, "I have AIDS. Give me money."
And it worked.
You know, of course it did. Oh, I believed him. That's not makeup. Okay. Also, number 7 is Paul's Boutique.
But
That's
who?
by me. It's my boutique. That's not a real place.
You put yourself
Paul's
on the
Boutique?
Rolling Stone?
They found an ad for a place called Paul's Boutique, but they couldn't. But the phone number was disconnected. They managed to get the phone number hooked back in, and they had it hooked into an answering machine in their like mom's basement or something like that.
Who is who?
Oh, the Beastie Boys.
Oh, it's also a Beastie Boys album.
It's the Sgt.
Okay.
Peppers of rap albums. It's a
All
psychedelic
the
album.
only Beastie Boys I've heard was Licensed to Ill. And maybe is Intergalactic on that one, the Paul's?
No,
Boutique?
that's Hello Nasty.
Okay. Yeah. See.
That's their last great album.
Yeah. Licensed to Ill is really the most work I put into the Beastie Boys.
Intergalactic.
And then I turned 12 and I was like, I'm a little too old for this.
I appreciated it when I got older.
That was one of the first rap
Same
CDs
thing with
I had.
Biggie.
My parents let me have it because they were white.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's
I
just
can see
like how
that.
you can play Beastie Boys at
Really?
Sand Dollar, but you can't play any other rap music.
Yeah, my parents drew the line at NWA. All right, Paul's Boutique. Also, listen, that album cannot be made today because of copyright laws censor artists.
You have your own rap album?
No, that's
Yes, it's called Paul's Boutique. You
it's
should
a
check it out. It's
Beastie Boys
brilliant. I
album.
can't make an album like that again because sampling is now multi-million-dollar business. They have samples in there that they still to this day haven't cleared, but they don't know, but they're so muffled and distorted that nobody can identify them. But those albums are worth like $1 billion now if you can't clear them. You can't fucking clear them. You can't get streaming services for De La Soul's 3 Feet High and Rising now because clearing the samples would be so expensive for the record company at this point.
Oh, so it's
I
not
thought
on
there was
Spotify?
like a rule, like if it had been around for X amount of years, it was like became public domain.
Oh, the music?
Yeah, in music.
Yeah. But that's, I think before they had copyright laws, you can take stuff.
Oh,
But some
okay,
people,
so that was
didn't
something
somebody
before.
own Happy Birthday?
Yeah, no, that recently.
That is a scam, dude.
That just recently, like a couple years ago, was bought by a film company. But yeah, that's why in like TV shows and movies, anytime somebody sang Happy Birthday, it would just end with "to you," or it would fade out after the first birthday. You know,
Yeah.
after the first.
That's
Happy
crazy.
3 Feet High and Rising's vinyl is probably worth a lot of money.
That's nuts that someone owns that song.
Low in Theory.
You know, a couple years ago, they put out for people to buy the copyrights to the N-word.
Oh, really? I want to
Yeah,
buy that.
they were talking about it on NPR. I remember, like,
To the
most of the
N-word.
people were black people trying to
I'm waiting
take it so that they could,
So they can
I
take it
guess,
back?
fully take it back. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whatever happened with that because, like I said, this was probably when I still lived in South
I
Carolina.
thought Richard Pryor bought the rights.
Dude,
Richard
that's
Pryor has
crazy.
the N-word. Eddie Murphy has faggot. Jerry Seinfeld
they
has
never bought,
what?
gay people never really officially bought back their rights to faggot
Yeah.
the way black people
They
did.
just took it.
No.
Like black people.
No,
what
I
up?
see
I'm
straight
just
guys using it all the time. I got called. I heard you using it the other day.
Oh, I throw it around like crazy, man.
Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, go sign me up because I was uploading at Stratosphere because they had the best Wi-Fi
In the country.
in the world.
Really?
In the world.
It's really good?
No, actually, I was also reading this thing about how terrible the internet in America is. Like, there are second world countries that have like better broadband.
Oh, I don't.
So-
Yeah, I
That's
think it should be free and
hilarious.
strong.
Exactly.
Powerful.
Exactly. It's because it's so like capitalized that like we just have shit Wi-Fi. Like
I
in
also believe-
Korea, the Wi-Fi is fucking
Really?
insane. Like.
I heard that in North Korea they had to eat it just
like-
to stay alive.
It like
What?
exactly it, like their Wi-Fi is so strong, dude. You
They can
think
eat it.
stuff and it Googles it.
Yeah, exactly. That's how they end up in prison.
It's also they have chips in their brain.
That's how they end up in the camps. No. I think that Wi-Fi should be free and strong, and I also feel that way about boner pills.
It's a necessity at this point.
That's
Low
a
in
good
theory.
joke.
Okay, so low in theory. I have the joke I want to run by you later.
You can answer.
Low in theory. Answer what? The phone?
Low
Yeah.
end theory. Oh,
That's
by
Tribe Called
Linkin
Quest.
Park.
Ah, dare you.
That's hybrid theory.
Lincoln Park can't even spell their name properly. We have a Lincoln Park in Chicago, and it's not spelled that way. It's not spelled like that's how we spell Dookie. Or
The-
Sausage Links.
The best Green Day album.
What are
Dude.
you talking about?
Awful 90s bands. Well, I think they're awful. Straight Outta Compton. That's my
Yeah.
racist Uncle Frank's
I've seen
favorite
that
album.
movie.
That's my racist Uncle Frank's favorite album.
I heard you say that.
One time-
that he's not very good. He only knows one of the. He tries to sing along, but he only knows one of the words.
He likes fuck the police, huh?
He just likes saying the N word. Okay, that was the joke. Some people don't get that punchline.
What? Who are we talking about? Hulk Hogan?
No, my Uncle Frank. I said my Uncle Frank that's his favorite album, is Straight Outta Compton.
One time, whenever I was, this was back in South Carolina. I was waiting tables, and this guy just stops me and goes, "Hey, you know what NWA stands for?" And I was like, "It stands for something with attitude." And then
Nichols
he was
with
like,
attitude.
"What's the end?" And I was like, "Ah."
Nichols.
And I just walked away.
Was that like a little game that 5-year-olds play? Like try to get you to say
It was
dirty
an
words?
adult. I think he was on a date. He was just trying to be funny.
That's really
That's
not
Dude,
working
cheesy.
out.
Guys in their like mid-20s to mid-30s on dates are the fucking worst people on the fucking earth.
Oh, I try to shut the fuck up as often as possible and see if she fucks me. I try to
See,
say as
finally
little
Paul's making
as
some-
possible.
You're not
I do.
20s to 30s.
I watch Steve McQueen and
Paul.
Bullet, and I just act like Steve McQueen and Bullet. Although my friend used to say, no, you got to be Chevy Chase and Caddyshack. That's how you get laid. And he was actually probably more correct than I am. But anyways,
Chevy crushed puss back then.
that's
dude.
exactly how you act if you want to
That's why he
impress
was
a
such
woman.
a fucking dickhead. Didn't everybody?
You got to
hate Chevy
smoke a
Chase?
cigarette. I know, but he was so smooth in that movie. He'd smoke a cigarette, and then he go, then he puffed it.
I
Smoke
never
out of his
understood,
nose.
dude. The only time I've ever exhaled smoke from my nose, it was accidentally. Like I coughed or like laughed, and it hurt so fucking bad. I don't understand how people
Do you do that
that.
French inhale?
I can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to blow.
That
rings,
doesn't.
too.
Yeah, that doesn't do it. But exhaling through my nose, just like, it hurts like shit. Weed or cigs.
Did you still quit smoking?
Yes, and it's very. And just now I was fiending because coffee. I drank a cup of coffee. And coffee is a fucking killer.
Makes you want to smoke?
Yes.
Oh yeah, because cigarette.
I can't believe
coffee and
cigarettes are
cigarette is a
legal.
thing.
How is weed illegal for this
Huge.
long, but cigarettes were legal? Because I thought you just quit and after a month or so you're fine. But apparently, I think I'm going to be like this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Aw.
No.
That's insane.
Addiction is a disease that never leaves. Like that's
Yeah, but
not
I was
a joke.
addicted to Coke, and I don't fucking have any cravings for Coke.
Coke probably fucked you up a lot more than cigarettes have. Cigarettes are just right there all the
I
time.
fucking hallucinated a SWAT team coming into my house. and
Exactly.
I flushed a half ounce of Coke down a fucking toilet because I thought the cops were raiding my house.
And
I had a
and
key
he
in the
stopped,
fucking ceiling.
and the Chantix never even kicked in, and you still quit.
The Chantix did kick in. That helped me through the first weekend. All right, Ready to Die by my favorite rapper. I drove from Illinois to Florida
Notorious.
listening to Kind of Blue by Miles Davis and Ready to Die by Biggie Smalls. And I just play them in tandem, back and forth. And to me, there's not a sunlight's worth of difference between those two records.
And all that music sounds the same.
I'm
you
going to
know?
try not to say anything negative about Tupac because you might go to Los Angeles and people might mistake you for Lil Xan. And you'd be like, you went on that YouTube show where they're saying those horrible
fuck,
things about
Paul?
Tupac because I don't like Tupac.
Doesn't Xan have like hella face,
Face
tattoos?
tattoos for days.
But maybe they think that you're covering them up to hide your hatred of Tupac.
Dude,
Because they'd be
if
like,
you-
that's that bitch that was making fun of Tupac.
If you had to get a
Tupac
face tattoo,
is boring.
what would you
Boring?
get?
What?
If you had to get a face tattoo, what would you get and where would you
Ice
get
cream with lightning bolts.
it?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
I would get a middle finger right there.
Really?
Just a fist with no.
I would
just put a bullet in my head.
I would get a tattoo of Bill Cosby's face on my forehead that says, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, she's gonna get a swastika right there, and then damaged. Isn't that what the Jared Leto Joker said?
Oh,
Or
wait.
isn't that what he had like a tattoo on his forehead that said damaged on it?
There used to
or
be a
some
guy
dumb
named
shit?
Morton Downey Jr. back in the 80s and 90s who faked for publicity, pretended he got attacked at a
Is that
Lakers
Robert's
game.
brother?
No, but I always thought Robert Downey Jr.
Wait,
should
what?
play Morton Downey Jr. and Robert Downey Sr. should direct it. But that's a different story. That's my wish for a movie. If I could make one movie happen, that would be the movie.
Speaking of Downey,
He pretended he got attacked by Nazis in a bathroom at a basketball game, but what they figured out is that his swastika that he had on his face was backwards.
so you
He
clearly did
did it himself, yeah. He did Juicy
it.
Smollett.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
Yeah.
Jossie or whatever that dude's name
Yeah.
was.
Why do people think that would work?
Dude, that's awesome.
What?
See, this is why you got to know your history. Juicy wouldn't have done that if he would have heard about Morton Downey Jr.
I think he
Morton
would
Downey Jr. tried this, man.
I think they were gonna. I think his character was getting axed, and he needed something to keep his name out there and keep him relevant, and that's
Oh.
why he did it.
Obviously, you never heard of hard work.
It's really dumb. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, dude, if he kept it simple, he could have gotten away with it. Like literally, if he just had a black eye and a busted lip, people would have believed that he got mugged. But it
I
was
got a
just
better
like
idea.
he had
to
all this
put
shit
a
about them.
Backwards swastika.
Yeah, really? Why
Yeah,
don't you just-
everybody had this shit where they poured bleach on him and like they tied a noose around his neck. And he had the noose around his neck still when the cops got there like 20 minutes later.
You should have just bought a prison instead or something. Why don't you just take your money and invest it, man? Buy a laundromat.
Invested in a corporate prison.
Fucking, why do you gotta
Buy
be
a
famous?
laundromat.
You got money.
This is what how they used to launder money.
Yeah. I hear that's how you launder. Yes.
It deserved it.
You launder, that was worth it. You launder drug money by putting it into a washer. Oh, please, I hope this is working.
Really?
Okay. Hey, we gotta finish this.
That's what she said.
Oh, gosh, they do say that, don't they?
Yeah, those needy
Hey,
bitches.
finish already, come
Hey,
on.
my butt kills. I
broads.
need to get up for a
You wanna
sec.
stand up?
Dude.
Okay, fine. Raising Hell, the one you mentioned, with the rock music. Dude, I'm sorry, I didn't think. There's a massage chair right there. Are you wearing 2 pairs of pants?
Eric, hop in.
Yeah, hop in.
Sub in, bro. It's a tag team.
So why do you have to wear 2 pairs of pants?
It's fucking cold, dude.
Oh, I thought it was because of a medical condition.
Yeah.
All right, so Raising Hell. Have you ever heard of that record?
Raising Hell. Was it some rap album, right?
Yeah.
Who's that? Who's it?
It's got You Be Illin'. Oh, it's got Walk This Way, Talk This Way. It's got
Raising
It's
Hell, is
Tricky
that
Too.
That's Run DMC, yeah.
Yeah, Run DMC.
With the track pants, my Adidas, all that jazz.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, man.
Late Registration,
Kanye.
Kanye. You
Great
know this
album.
album?
Kanye, no.
That's a great
What's
album.
on there?
Who's
Is
Kanye?
Flashing Lights on there?
Late Graduation.
He's
Yeah,
Vice President of the
I think
United
Late
States.
Graduation
That's who
is the
Kanye
one
is?
with
Yes.
I gotta keep up on politics.
flashing
He's that
lights.
gay
I
white
think
man.
it has
I heard
All
he was
Falls
like a
Down on it.
prophet or something. a
I'm
religious
pretty
leader.
sure. That was like the second
Prophet
rap
with
album.
an F. What?
That was like the second.
Yeah, I know that, but what was on that album?
Rap album that I
all his
got.
songs I get. Yeezus. See, this was made before
Yeah, this
2012,
one has,
by the way.
this
Keep
one
that in
has
mind.
Spaceships, All Fall Down, Heard 'Em Say, Touch the Sky.
Oh, I know Touch the Sky.
Never heard All Falls Down. It's one of his best.
I think
dude.
so. Does it got Jesus Walks?
No, Jesus Walks was later. My favorite thing about Jesus Walks is whenever he samples the N-word
Yeah.
and like, cause like the first time you hear it, if you're not fully listening to the lyrics, cause the N-word just replaces him saying it like as a sample, so it all makes sense. But if you're listening to it without like paying attention, you'll just hear Jesus Walks, nigga. And it's super funny. Like for
Yeah.
a long time until I like listen closely to the words, I was like, oh no, this correlates with everything he's saying.
If you go into a contract negotiations with Jesus, don't fuck with his money because Jesus walks. Hey, have you ever heard this song? You ever heard this song? You like Dire Straits? Nobody does. You ever heard the song "Money for Nothing" and "The Chicks for Free"?
I like dying straights because heteros have it too easy.
Jeez, man.
Straight people get AIDS too.
Yeah, that's hilarious when they
AIDS
get
is a
raped
myth.
by gays.
Dude, so there's a song called Dire Straits. It's a Dire Straits song called "Money for Nothing," and there's a line in it that says that
Chicks for free?
No, it says that faggot's got his own jet airplane. That faggot, he's a millionaire. Look at that faggot. There's this part where he goes, "Look at the faggot with the earring." And he goes, that faggot has his own jet airplane. That
Oh, yeah.
faggot's a millionaire. They play that on the radio all the time.
Which one is the gay ear? When people used to,
Right.
the right one was
Yeah.
gay? Nice.
It's really
My
funny.
right or your right?
Because Pat Boone had a metal album, and he's wearing like a leather jacket. Remember Osbourne's?
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
from that album.
Oh,
It's all
word?
metal covers, yeah. And and his earring was, and I remember listening to Steve Dahl. He's like a Howard Stern in Chicago. He's like, he kept laughing for like a half hour because Pat Boone had the earring in his right ear. He's like, this guy's a fucking homo.
That's
People
so
should bring it
weird.
back.
It Takes a Nation of Millions Back is the #1 rap album, but it's actually literally only 48. They don't
It's
have a
a-
rap
It
album
Takes
until
a
they
Nation?
hit 48 on the list of 500 greatest albums. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back. Public Enemy.
Oh, it's
Public
a Public
Enemy,
Enemy?
okay.
Okay.
Welcome to the Terror Dome. Bring the noise. Bring the noise. That'd be the famous song. Rebel Without a Pause.
Yeah, I know. Bring the noise.
Okay.
That's the one where it's like, bring the motherfucking ruckus.
Oh,
Bring
I
the
like.
motherfucking ruckus.
They're on
right?
the list too.
Wu-Tang
Enter the
Clan?
Wu-Tang.
Of course
I
they
didn't know
are.
Wu-Tang Clan was
Dude,
that
I
close.
had one of the, because like the 36 Chambers is like kind of like a small series of kung fu movies, and I
Yeah.
had one of them. And it's
22.
this dude doing rooftop kung fu, and it's literally like all he does is like people attack him, and he gets blades of grass and ties their hands up and then pushes them over. Like that's
Oh, really?
that's how he. Yeah, it's old
Grass
kung fu
style.
movies are great.
Drunken
There's,
Masters. Have you ever seen Drunken Masters?
The
with
Jackie Chan
No,
one.
no.
Yeah,
It's a
that's a
legendary
good one.
one, yeah.
That's a good one.
Drunken style. Like,
Is that the one where he has there's a part where he has like a thing of bamboo and he's just like, there's one Jackie Chan movie where
He
he's
uses
just
everything as a weapon.
scraping people's face with the end of some bamboo.
Man, have you
All
seen
right.
Rumble in the Bronx?
Yeah, I have that on VHS.
I see Roll on the Bronx because it's American. I didn't see any of the other ones. I saw the one where who am I?
Rush Hour? I don't know.
I don't know,
what
but
you're
he goes down
I
a
don't know
wall.
where
He
you're
goes
going.
down a building that's like this, He runs down a building that's barely
Oh, that one.
barely not a wall.
That's Rumble in the Bronx too.
Oh, is that it? When he,
don't know.
I think it's Who Am I? Because there's a part where he's like, Who am I? Okay, real quick. Okay, so Marshall Mathers is 11. Reasonable Doubt, The Blueprint, Slim Shady, The College Dropout, Fear of a Black Planet, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, 3 Feet High and Rising, The Black Album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Whatever, Stankonia, Into the
Black
Wu-Tang,
album? Who was that? Don't tell me.
Jay-Z,
It was Jay-Z. Okay. What?
Illmatic, The Carter 3.
I was about to say, when is
Strictly
Illmatic
Business.
gonna be on there?
The Score, Radio, that's LL Cool J. Life After Death, that's my favorite.
Life after death.
Only Built for Cuban Links and Aquaman in 99. Can you believe Outkast got sued by Rosa Parks?
Why?
Because they have a song called Rosa Parks. Everybody get to the move to the back
No,
of the
I
booth.
I just didn't know that
Yeah, it's a little uptight.
they could sue over that.
I didn't know they could either.
I thought because of like satire laws or something like
Yeah,
that.
and you're a public figure.
Yeah,
Your name is like public property.
exactly. It's not like they were trying to steal their likeness.
Address public records?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
That could be kind of scary.
Yeah.
Could be
Isn't there a
scary.
thing called the Streisand effect?
I don't know, dude. Me and Barb haven't talked in years.
Barbara Streisand was yelling about how celebrities can't, doesn't want anybody taking pictures of her house. Don't take pictures of my beautiful house.
Barbara
And then somebody was
Streisand-
like, you have a beautiful house? And then they found her house and they took pictures of it.
Yeah, she was like,
They
yeah,
call that the
it's at this
Streisand
address.
effect. I would say it's the boy who cried wolf. But, well, no, wait. No, that doesn't make sense. I'm stupid. Let's stick with the Streisand effect.
You know what Barbara Streisand was really known for? Was
Whoring.
being a self-loathing Jew. Yeah, no, she
I thought it was anal.
Oh, I didn't know she was
I
Jewish.
thought it was her
and
propensity.
she hated Jewish.
Oh, I thought she was doing anal with black guys back in the 90s when that was still considered
Yeah.
politically incorrect.
It's called self-loathing.
Ah.
I feel like you have to not like yourself.